Hey, Wildcat class of 2021. Congratulations, well done. I want to make a special shout out to our students in the Honors College, our Honors Wildcats. Congratulations to you as well, and we're very proud of you. Bear down.
Congratulations, Wildcats. We're so proud of you. Bear down.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I'm so glad we'll be able to be in person to celebrate your accomplishments and all the wonderful things you've done here while you've been at the University of Arizona Honors College over the past 4 years. I very much look forward to keeping in touch with you and finding out what you'll be doing in the future, and hope you'll come back often and visit us. Bear down.
Hi Wildcats, we are the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex Cats Alumni Association here in North Texas.
Congratulations, class of 2021. We know it's been a rough year with many challenges, but we're so happy that you made it.
If you relocate to the DFW area, please reach out to us for support.
You can look us up on Facebook, Instagram, or you can email us at metroplexcats@gmail.com. Congratulations, class of 21.
Bear down.
Congrats, grads of 2021, and a special congratulations shout out to my 2 honors thesis students this year, Caroline Ross and Evan Ingold. You two should be so proud of everything that you accomplished. Congrats again to everybody and good luck.
Congratulations, Honors Wildcats. We are so proud of everything that you've accomplished and know that you are going to go out and do great things. Bear down.
Congratulations, scholars.
From the board of
the University of Arizona Black Alumni Club,
we wish you the very best.
Bear down, Wildcats.
Congratulations. Now it's time to be the change makers we all know you can be. We're so proud of you.
Congratulations, class of 2021 from Northwest Healthcare.
Congratulations, Honors Wildcats. You made it to the finish line and we are so proud of you. You're number 1.
Graduates, the Honors College faculty congratulates you. Shine on.
Congratulations, Honors Wildcats. You did it! Bear down.
We're really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. This has been a really hard last couple of years, and you've gotten through it. And thank you so much for all of the help that you've given the college, all of the hard work that you contributed, and congratulations and bear down.
Congratulations on your graduation. Bear down.
Congratulations, Honors Wildcats. We're so proud of you.
Congratulations, Honors graduates. Thank you for the impact that you have made in our community.
Congratulations on your amazing accomplishment of graduating with honors from the University of Arizona. I hope you have a great graduation.
Honors Wildcats, your future's so bright, I think you better wear shades. Congratulations.
Bear down.
Bear down. Bear down.
Bear down.
Shine on.
Hi, my name is Akshay Navin. I am one of the recipients of this year's Robert Logan Nugent Award, and I'm graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Biochemistry from the University of Arizona's College of Science. When asked what inspires me, I'd have to say the people around me being successful, just showing what their potential is. I'm very much a people person, and just being in the presence of other people who are enjoying success really inspires me to be successful. I'd like to say, don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to forge new paths away from the ones that may have been set for you or you believe you are destined to go. Try new things. If they don't work out, they don't work out, but then you have new experiences to learn from. I'd like to thank my friends and family for helping to support me through my undergrad years, my advisor, Dr. Madhivanan in the College of Public Health, for helping me with research and learning what my future path is in public health. Congratulations to the class of 2021 in the College of Science.
All right, graduates, family, and friends. I am here with two of our graduates. They're going to tell you a little bit about themselves. What is your name?
I'm Charlie Cunningham.
All right, tell me about your major and where are you from?
So I majored in geology, and I'm from Phoenix.
Phoenix in the house. All right, so many cool things. I'm sure you have lots of memories about your time as an honors Wildcat. Tell me about your favorite place to study.
I'd probably say my favorite place was outside under the olive trees right across the street from the coffee shop.
Beautiful. If you haven't been there, go check it out. All right, I'm here with another graduate. Share with us your name, where you're from, and your major.
Yeah, my name's Ryan Eden. I'm a geology major as too. I'm from Gunnison, Colorado, and I gotta say Scented Leaf on University. That's the place where I do a lot of my homework.
All right, Scented Leaf. What's your favorite drink?
I get that honey vanilla tea.
Okay, I'm gonna recommend the Fruit Bomb. Anybody go check out that Fruit Bomb. All right, thank you so much. All right. I have an Eller grad with a missing stole. I would love to wear this, but I'm not supposed to be touching things, but here it is in my hands. So, Wilbur is here. Wilbur, I would pass you the mic, but you're not gonna talk. Oh, so Wilbur, I'm gonna pass this to you. Are you gonna find our Eller grad? Are you out there? Do you see that you're missing this lovely stole? We have it for you. All right. So Wilbur's going to hang on to that. I'm going to go find another friend. Oh, yeah, I'm coming to you. That look told me, get away. All right. Tell me your name. Tell me where you're from.
My name is Shubhangi Awasthi, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
All right. Phoenix in the house. What I want to know from you is, what are your plans after graduation?
I'm going to take a gap year and apply to med school.
All right, gap year and then on to med school. That's really awesome. Congratulations. Thank you so much. All right, we've got another graduate here. I'm going to ask you some questions. Are you okay with that? All right, tell me your name, where you're from, and your major. I'm getting in your business today, okay? All right.
My name is Gwyneth Smith. I'm from Mesa, Arizona, and my major is ecology and evolutionary biology.
All right, shout out to the family. Let's hear it again. We heard you from down here. All right, so tell me about your plans after graduation.
They were to travel, but I don't know if COVID's gonna let me do that. So probably just take a gap year.
Sounds good. So when you return to traveling, where are you gonna travel? Where are you looking forward to traveling to most?
It's all over Europe.
Okay, I like that. All right, Europe, let's travel. All right, I can keep talking. Okay. Some folks are making sure they don't make eye contact with me. I see what's happening down here. That's all right. Family, friends, let's hear it. Y'all excited for tonight? The countdown has begun. Thank you all so much for your support of your student. They are grateful. I'm just going to put these words in their mouths. I know they are grateful for everything that you have done to support them throughout their journey. Let me see, who is going to make eye contact with me now? All right, I found someone. Hello, that is a wonderful laugh. All right, so tell us who you are.
I am Sarah Lester.
Sarah, thank you for talking to me. Are you excited tonight?
I am very excited.
Are you sure you're excited?
I'm quite sure.
Show me you're excited. What would you do to show me you're excited? Other than be here. I mean, that's the most important, right?
I guess laugh.
Laugh. Laughter is great. So what I want to know for you is tell me what you're going to miss the most about the University of Arizona.
Probably the student community. Like the honors community especially was just really close knit, and I feel like I made a lot of good friends here and in my major.
That's awesome. Good friends, community here in the Honors College. We're grateful for you. Thank you so much. We talked. Okay, I won't bother you again. There's a lot of chuckling. I don't know if you all can see it. They really want me to keep walking, but this is my job till 7 o'clock. So here we go. Would you like to talk to me? Because I really want to talk to you. Oh, thank you. That was full of confidence. All right, tell me your name, where you're from, and your major.
My name is Daniel Jorfi. I'm from Surprise, Arizona, and I am part of the major for philosophy, politics, economics, and law.
That's a long one, PPEL. All right, so what are your plans following graduation?
So I am taking a gap year, just trying to work, try to get a job at like local government level, and then go for a graduate, preferably PhD program.
All right, you got plans. All right, that's what we need. Thank you so much. Future leader, you're all leaders. Thank you so much. Wilbur, what you doing, Wilbur? Do you all see my friend Wilbur? We're going to go talk to some folks with Wilbur. Wilbur, I figure I might get some folks to be excited about talking to me if we do this together. What do you think? Okay, let's go try it out. All right, I see someone over here I think I need to go say hello to. Okay, I saw your head turn. That meant don't come talk to you. I'll make my way, don't worry. Hello, Wilbur and I want to come say hey. That's a really nice tie. Check out the tie. Can y'all see that on the big screen? I like red, that's beautiful. All right, so tell us your name, where you're from, and your major.
My name's Blake Gherkin. I'm from Queen Creek, Arizona, and I'm a neuroscience and cognitive science major.
All right, what's next?
I am starting medical school here at the U of A in July.
Medical school, awesome. So I'm gonna ask you to stand up, and I want you to give me a cool pose with Wilbur. There it is, there it is. Congratulations. All right, is anyone else willing to talk to me? I see it in your eyes. The eyes are telling me such wonderful things. Tell me your name, where you're from, and your major.
My name is Morgan O'Hara. I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona, and my major is political science and global studies.
Morgan, what is next?
I'll be attending Columbia University to get my master's in international affairs.
Okay, did y'all hear that? Where she said she was going, Columbia University. Congratulations. So proud of you. Okay, so I want you to stand and give me a cool pose with Wilbur. I don't know where to, okay, there's the camera. I have no camera in my hands. All right, all right. We having fun yet? Oh, someone is calling for me. We're coming. Wilbur, let's go this way. All right. Let's do it, let's do it. Let's chat. So tell me a little, do you need this card? I'll make sure you get that, Sarah. Tell me your name, where you're from, your major. I'll come up with some other questions.
So my name's Sarah Graham. I'm from Goodyear, Arizona, and I am a nutritional sciences major.
All right. So tell me about your favorite class.
Favorite class? Couldn't tell you. I like them all.
Good answer, good answer. All right, what about your favorite place to study?
Let's see. Probably Scented Leaf.
Scented Leaf. Now you have to tell me your favorite drink.
The Fruit Bomb. Yep.
Fruit Bomb, see? That's two of us now. All right, Wilbur's ready for that pose. Let's see it. And I see you've decorated your mortar board. Oh, okay, wear that one. That's even better. Okay. All right. So we having a good time? Anybody need some water yet? We doing okay down here? Still avoiding contact? I'm starting to lose track of who I already spoke to. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so tell me your name. I don't know you. Where you're from and your major.
I'm Kayla. I'm from the Tucson area, and I was studying neuroscience and cognitive science.
Kayla. Woo, get family in the house. Okay, shout out. Okay, so tell me your most exciting memory as an Honors Wildcat. I know, you have so many. So many. She says so many.
I think it would be doing my first year project, and just at the end of the first year project thing, all of us just super excited.
That is wonderful. What is the first year project? That's what I like to hear about the first year project. Tell me about yours.
I did mine in photography, which was really exciting because it had nothing related to what I'm studying, obviously, and I just took pictures of things that I was grateful for, and I talked about how acknowledging gratitude makes you see it more.
Beautiful. Kayla, thank you so much for that. And you mentioned gratitude. So once again, I want to say thank you to all the families, friends, and supporters that are here in the audience. We are so grateful for you. Did you want a picture with Wilbur? I mean, we got direct contact with Wilbur. Let's do it. All right, we're going to move to a video now.
Hi, I'm Precious Craig, one of this year's winners of the Roby Gold Medal Award. I'm earning my Bachelor's of Science in Public Health through the College of Public Health and the Honors College at the University of Arizona. An obstacle that I had to overcome was trying to make myself known in the room a lot. Attending a predominantly white university, a lot of times I'm the only black student in the room, so at times it can be hard to really get my voice in there, but it's really important to just keep overcoming these barriers set against you and just continuing to set an example to the other young black girls and young black boys that are following behind me in my footsteps. I think what inspires me most is striving for greatness. That's something that LeBron James always says. I think that motto is just really important because that just really tells me that the sky is the limit and I can really accomplish anything that I set my mind to. When I think of my future, I think what would make me smile is just knowing what's in store for me and what God has planned over my life. I'm really a woman of faith, so I'm just really excited to see what the future holds for me and what else I can achieve. I feel like right now it's just the beginning. I would like to thank my family, my mom and dad who moved here from Nigeria to give me a better life and opportunity in the United States. And I want to thank Dean Cherie Meeks, who wrote one of my letters of recommendation. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Hi, my name is Brennan Fader. I'm one of the winners of the Roby Gold Medal, and I'm graduating from the Honors College with a degree in Education Leadership, Literacy, and Learning from the College of Education, and Business Management and Entrepreneurship from the Eller College of Management. One of my favorite memories on campus was actually back in my freshman year. I was involved in an organization called Freshman Class Council, and we got to actually build our own float for the homecoming parade. We stayed up every single night for the entire week, got all together and walked around the mall, saw all of our family and friends, and really celebrated the Wildcat journey. After reflecting on my Wildcat journey, there's so many things that I look back on and I'm really fortunate to have overcome, and one of those was really trying to find out what I was truly passionate about. I actually applied to the University of Arizona as a veterinary science major and very quickly realized that I did not do well with blood, so I switched my major to education, but really also had a tremendous interest and passion for business and entrepreneurial ventures and couldn't decide between the two, so I tried to do them both. I think there's so much to look forward to despite all of the rocky roads in our past. The future is bigger and brighter than ever, with so many of all of our classmates going on to do so many amazing things, from New York to California, working at every company you could possibly imagine, to going to change the world. I'm excited to see what the Wildcats of tomorrow do. Thank you so much to my family, friends, and mentors for all you have done to make my Wildcat experience the absolute best over the last 4 years. Congratulations, class of 2021. Go Cats!
Hello, my name is Enrique Alan Olivares Pelayo. I am this year's Provost Award recipient. I'm graduating with dual Bachelor of Arts degrees in English and Creative Writing from the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences at the University of Arizona. As a young man, I spent 4 years incarcerated in the Arizona Department of Corrections as prisoner 264962. Upon my release, I relied heavily on the support of my family and friends to re-enter society, pursue my education at Pima Community College, and transfer to the University of Arizona as a proud Wildcat. I'm inspired by the possibility of the arts and education to transform lives regardless of the adversities that they've faced. I'm inspired by the opportunity to heal and grow in a community of scholars, and I'm inspired by the change that I want to make in the world. What makes me smile is the fact that I will be able to be of service to an entire community of people that I want to meet, want to engage with, learn from, and perhaps even teach something to. I'm very happy to thank my mother and my father, as well as my extended family, the support system that I have in Tucson and Mexico and throughout the United States, all of my faculty mentors at Pima Community College, as well as the University of Arizona, and my beautiful girlfriend, Erica Harnden. Felicidades, clase de 2021. Congratulations, class of 2021.
All right. How's everybody doing? It's too quiet. There's more people in here. It's too quiet. What's going on? All right. I have another graduate. Please tell me your name, where you're from, and your major.
I'm Melissa Requist. I'm from Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and I'm doing dual degrees in biomedical engineering and music performance.
All right, y'all catch that? All right, so what are your plans after graduation?
I'm doing an MD PhD at the University of Utah.
All right, congratulations. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I want to show you some of these amazing caps. I know a lot of people have been spending a good amount of time at home getting crafty. Well, the students, you all are crafty. So I'm gonna ask some of you to show us your crafty caps. And so the camera is right up here, if you can see me. So if you can turn your head this way, I'm gonna bother some folks where I see some seriousness going on. How you doing? Hey. Hey, how you doing? Can we see your cap? Oh, yeah. Turn it this way. Can you all see that? Right here, I'll point at it. It says, I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right. I told some people I was coming back, but now I can't remember where I was at. Okay, here we go. You are ready. All right, let's see yours. It says, underestimate me. That'll be fun. Can you see that? All right. I got another one over here. Just want to put your hair. We don't want to mess up anybody's hair. That's a serious situation. I understand. Okay, it says, Nurse Dahlia. Did I pronounce it correctly? All right. It says, I earned it. Coming to a hospital near you, BSN 2021. Cute enough to stop your heart, skilled enough to restart it. I like that. All right. How you doing, Precious? Good to see you. Hi, Pearl. Hey, Pearl. All right. We got some more caps. Okay. It got real quiet down here. I have to check out your hat. I can't see. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's check it out. All right. If you can turn your head, might not be able to. That's kind of all me. There you go. Your hair still looks great. All right, BS, Biochem. Beautiful.
I'm going to vet school, and I've got the molecule that me and my best friend Emma synthesized sophomore year in chem class.
Did you meet your best friend here at the University of Arizona?
Yes, I did.
Tell us that story. If it's appropriate. Hold on, caveat.
It's totally appropriate and heartwarming. We were in our 5-hour organic chemistry synthesis class, and she was doing melting temperature analysis, and I casually dropped the fact that I was in animal anatomy class, and she whipped around and said, "You're in animal anatomy?" And that's how we find out we were both the only two people in chemistry and biochemistry going to vet school.
Awesome. That's beautiful. So you learn so much in the Honors College, make lifelong friendships. What a beautiful thing. All right. I see one up here. I'm coming to the very front. I don't think I warned this student I was coming, so here I come. Can you share your hat with us? Oh, look at that mask. I need the camera to catch that. That's bling. I like that. Pearls and diamonds. All right, can we see your hat?
Yes, of course. It says, cuando me vean volar, recuerden que ustedes me dieron mis alas, which means when you all see me flying, remember that you gave me my wings. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Beautiful. All right. Well, we are going to cut to another video.
Mask up and bear down.
My research is like solving puzzles to me. There may or may not be any answers, but I would definitely want to give it a try. The internet we use is not fundamentally secure, and I get to be a part of changing that. We are working on a new type of quantum internet that is secured because of the laws of nature, and these laws cannot be broken. I'm Ashlesha Patil, and wonder makes me build. What will wonder make you?
I've been looking at this asteroid for years and years and years. One of the most profound moments was when I first saw the pinpoint of light. It was about 2 months of just watching this little dot get bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was absolutely incredible. I'm Karina Bennett, and wonder makes me seek. What will wonder make you?
I've seen nature at its purest in the Chiricahuas. I found butterflies in the Tohono Nature Park. Or should I say they found me. I've encountered rattlesnakes in the Sky Islands. Oh, and I also took a class called Blacks in Paris, and then I got to go to Paris. My name is Jasmine Windsor, and wonder makes me search. What will wonder make you?
Instead of building off of things that I've already done, I like to explore more elements of who I am. Why don't I try this? Why don't I try that? Why not try things that I've never done before and don't even know if I can do? My family says I'm like a leaf in the wind. I think that wind, in a sense, is wonder. My name is Mira Kaibera, and wonder makes me soar. What will wonder make you?
And so I pack my car with people from all over town, and we go downtown, and we march, and we shout. We're holding these posters. We're sweaty. It's 103 degrees in Tucson. And at the end of the night, we're just talking, and we're reflecting, and I thought to myself, this is how change happens. I'm Patrick Robles, and wonder makes me speak. What will wonder make you?
Wonder is developing your own self in order to better serve the rest of the world. That's always been my biggest driver in the military, is being someone who's interested about things that will develop the world, develop the self, and develop the people that I'll eventually lead. I'm not going to let down myself. I'm going to pave the way for all the other women, all the younger women who want to be in the military and are coming up, because I want them to have a leader that they can identify with. Wonder makes me serve.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I am Liesl Folks, the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs here at the University of Arizona. Tonight, we celebrate the Honors College's 41st convocation. This has been a year of tremendous challenges answered by extraordinary resilience. We recognize the efforts made by countless people at the university and around the world to adapt and sustain all of us. Thank you.
Buenas tardes. Bienvenidos al 41 aniversario de la convocatoria del Colegio Universitario de Honores. A nuestra familia de Wildcats y a los graduados que ven esta noche desde todo Arizona y el mundo. Gracias por unirse a nuestra celebración. Este ha sido un año de tremendos desafíos, respondidos con una extraordinaria resiliencia. Reconocemos los esfuerzos realizados por innumerables personas en la universidad y en todo el mundo para adaptarnos y sostenernos a todos. Gracias.
Please rise, if you are able, for a special version of the national anthem performed by 2021 Honors College graduate Christopher Brown. Please remove your caps.
Please be seated. Good evening, Wildcats.
Provost folks, you said we'd be back in person, and here we are.
Dean Hunt, I couldn't be happier to be here in Arizona Stadium tonight with so many Wildcats. Thank you for being here. I think we have 228 honors students in person and another 34 joining us online, and nearly 700 guests here tonight for our Honors College.
I think that deserves a round of applause.
As we celebrate here on this beautiful campus tonight, we respectfully acknowledge the University of Arizona as on the unceded land of Indigenous peoples. Today, Arizona is home to 22 federally recognized tribes, with Tucson being home to the O'odham and the Pasquayaqui. Committed to diversity and inclusion, the university strives to build sustainable relationships with Arizona's native nations and tribal communities through educational offerings, partnerships, and community service. Our actions will recognize the past and lay the foundation for all future Indigenous students. To all of the Wildcat family and graduates watching tonight and from throughout Arizona and the world, thank you for joining our celebration. Graduates, this evening is for you to recognize all your hard work and accomplishments.
This is a time to give thanks for everything we have and for the people who have dedicated themselves to make our lives better. First, we would like to thank our veterans, active duty guard, and reserve students in attendance with us tonight for their service to this nation. We would also like to wish good luck to our Wildcat ROTC student graduates who have commissioned as officers in the United States military. And of course, we can't tell you how thankful we are for the people on the front lines of this pandemic. From first responders to all of you who've stayed at home, masked up, volunteered, and gotten vaccinated, thank you.
We are especially proud of all of our Arizona faculty members for their flexibility, working with students online and in person. Our researchers who've developed COVID-19 tests for individuals and for whole housing complexes, for our vaccine pod volunteers, and in particular our facilities team, whose incredible dedication and foresight has translated into a vaccine freezer farm, the smooth operation of the university's vaccination pod, and the continuity and excellence in operations for the entire campus during very difficult times. Wildcats adapt and they bear down.
To our governing body, the Arizona Board of Regents, who work tirelessly to lead, promote, and protect this institution and all that it stands for, we thank you for all that you do. Graduates, I cannot tell you how happy I am to see all of you here tonight in this space together. This is the beginning of the next chapter of your lives, of all of our lives, and we are thrilled to celebrate it with you. Our being together tonight signifies the culmination of not just years of effort, but a willingness to ask the difficult questions, follow your curiosity where it leads you, and live your dreams.
By being here this evening, honors graduates are also genuinely living the values of this university. With your research and exploration, you demonstrate the insatiable curiosity that's so important for the world's future. We have seen firsthand the problems that need to be solved, and you have the wherewithal, the intellect, and the gifts needed to solve them. You have proven yourselves able and eager to adapt. And what I love about our honors graduates is that they are fearless. When we talk about the purpose of this university, expanding human potential by working together, exploring new horizons, and enriching life for all, we're talking about you. You are so driven by purpose that nothing will stop you from achieving whatever you set your minds to. And many of you are looking to make deep changes in our society, in our systems, in our ways of living in this world. And when your goals are this big, many barriers will seem small.
And what I love about honors graduates is how much creativity I see when I look at all of you. You see these difficult problems and solve them by tying together disparate aspects of yourself. You combine passion, determination, curiosity, and compassion, and it is inspiring. Our honors alumna speaker, Lizbeth Gonzalez, is the definition of intellect combined with compassion, plus tremendous determination. She's working to change a system that affects thousands of lives for the better. Likewise, we expect great things from all of you here tonight.
As you well know, graduation with honors is the highest level of academic distinction offered to undergraduate students by the University of Arizona. All of these students here tonight have taken honors classes across their time on campus and are graduating with a cumulative GPA of 3.4 or higher and have completed a 2-semester thesis or capstone project. That's determination. And I know these honors graduates are also open-minded and eager for what comes next.
and they have absolutely shown the determination inherent in Bear Down. They would not be here otherwise. There are a few students in attendance whose achievements I would like to recognize now. The University of Arizona offers 7 major awards at commencement each year. 2 Merrill P. Freeman medals, 2 Robbie Gold medals, 2 Robert Logan Nugent medals, and a Provost Award. 6 of these 7 awardees are honors graduates. If you are in attendance this evening, please rise and remain standing as I call your name. Nikita Ganesh and Daniel Wieland have been awarded the Freeman Medal. Precious Craig and Brennan Fader have received the Robbie Medal. Akshay Naden has received the Nugent Award. And Enrique Oliveras Pelayo has been recognized with the Provost Award. Please join me in congratulating these students on their recognition with these significant awards. Congratulations. Additionally, we know that many of you have been singled out by your academic departments and colleges. If you have been named Outstanding Senior by your college or department, please stand for a well-deserved round of applause.
And now I would like to turn the podium over to Dean Terry Hunt, who will preside over the majority of the ceremony this evening. Dean Hunt, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Provost folks. I would like to take a moment to introduce those here on the platform with me. Dr. John Pollard, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Curricular Innovation. Dr. Cherie Meeks, Assistant Dean for Programs, Diversity, and Inclusion. Dr. Karna Walter, Assistant Dean for Student Engagement. Mr. David Scott Allen, Special Assistant to the Dean. Mr. Alex Nunez, Senior Coordinator for Recruitment and Admission. Ms. Lisbeth Gonzalez, Fall 2010 Honors Graduate and Distinguished Alumna. Ms. Cassandra Waters, Fall 2020 Outstanding Senior. And Mr. Nathan Smith, Spring 2021 Outstanding Senior. I also want to introduce another very distinguished group that has played a critical role in the lives of today's graduates. Will the representatives of the faculty please rise and be recognized? Finally, I would like to recognize the most important guests of all, those people who provided the love and support that made this evening possible. Graduates, please show your appreciation to your friends and family members here and at home. I would now like to invite Dr. Cherie Meeks to the podium to introduce our distinguished alumna. Dr. Meeks.
I can take that down now. Lisbeth Gonzalez graduated from the University of Arizona with honors in international studies in 2010. She also holds a master's in humanitarian health from the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. Lisbeth grew up on the Nogales-Sonora, Arizona border, where she witnessed firsthand the dynamics of health, immigration, and international relations. She has worked in Mexico, Guatemala, and Tanzania on reproductive health and HIV/AIDS education and testing programs. Domestically, she has worked with migrants, asylees, and refugee populations with No More Deaths, Borderlinks, and the Ishkashita Refugee Network. She has coordinated case management, health, and health education programs for newly arrived United Nations refugees with the IRS. She has co-created health literacy materials that are used nationally. During the pandemic, her work has focused on mitigating the impact of COVID-19 in Arizona's communities of color. In her free time, which she clearly has plenty of, she enjoys camping and hiking with her partner Miguel and her daughter Maya Michaela. And she just welcomed her son, Ferron Ical, to the family. I also have something special for Lisbeth Gonzalez, so I'm going to leave that up here at the podium. Help me welcome Lisbeth Gonzalez.
Thank you, Cherie. And good evening, everyone. And hello, Wildcats. I'm honored to be here tonight addressing the Honors College graduating class of 2021. Yay! What a year it's been, right? We're living under unprecedented times, but thankfully we can gather today after a long year of virtual classes, Zoom meetings, and socially distant gatherings to celebrate your accomplishments. Pants are thankfully not optional, and I'm hoping everybody is wearing some today, so thanks. My name is Lisbeth Gonzalez, and I grew up in the US-Mexico border. I also graduated from the Honors College, just like you, a few years ago. I won't specifically go into the year, but somebody already mentioned it, so that's okay. But it wasn't 2021. No doubt, 2020 and 2021 will impact our lives forever. I believe that our experiences inform the choices that we make in life. I chose a UI degree based on my life experiences at the border. I graduated from the U of A with international studies and a focus on development and public health, in Latin America specifically, and I went on to work within that field. I then obtained a master's in humanitarian health right during the pandemic. Just like you, I did online classes and finished in 2020. I've worked internationally, domestically with refugees, asylum seekers, and immigrants to provide health services and creating health programs. Currently, I work with the International Rescue Committee, overseeing their health programs and responding to this pandemic, as well as the health status of vulnerable populations. I'm extremely humbled to be here and speaking to you today, but I'm also guessing that other people might have said no, and that's why I'm here, because everybody wanted a vacation after a year of quarantine. But thankfully I'm here, and I thank you all for inviting me. I was forced to think about the last year when I was writing this speech, and thinking about my own personal choices and professional choices. Many words came into mind: loss, hardship, health disparities, social justice, BLM, but really resilience resonated the most to me. Resilience of our population, of the sick who have recovered, of their caregivers who took care of them, of those who lost a loved one and are currently grieving, of the frontline workers who reported to work to provide us essential services, of healthcare providers that, despite being beaten and tired, continue to take care of our sick. Resilience for those who just stayed home, simply stayed home to protect those the most vulnerable to severe COVID, of those who lost their jobs and found ways to make ends meet. Resilience of you, the students, who continue to attend classes and have a very unique and different undergraduate experience, and yet you all excelled. You all finished with your honors program. So congratulations. Resilience is a word that encompasses the attitudes of people who excel despite insurmountable odds. This pandemic highlighted inequities, the importance of social determinants of health. It changed our global economy. It showed us issues in our infrastructure, fueled polarization in our government, and brought light to social and racial disparities. My specific work today focuses on mitigating the impact of COVID-19, specifically in communities of color, who are disproportionately affected by this virus. By providing culturally and linguistically appropriate services, we've increased access to health education, free testing, and COVID vaccinations. Our COVID response program, in partnership with Pima County Health Department, has been recognized nationally by the National Resource Center for Immigrants and Refugees, by NACCHO, and by the CDC for increasing health equity, diminishing those barriers towards care and providing services in more than 11 languages. Many of you also saw how the issues highlighted for the pandemic, and you chose to take a call to action. The U of A, as we know, contributed to the pandemic response. Just a few blocks away, thousands of vaccinations had been administered. Honors students volunteered at vaccination sites. You created content to keep us connected, checked in with your fellow classmates on their mental health, worked as contact tracers, and interned with organizations that provided pandemic responses. Honors students rose up to the occasion and chose not to sit quietly when needed. I am proud to call myself an alumni of this institution. However, the pandemic is not over, and there's more to be done. Your Honors College coursework has prepared you to be the change makers. The resilience you built in the last year will help you overcome obstacles that come your way. COVID has shown us the undeniable problems in our world, and you all have a unique opportunity to choose and leverage your newly found resilience, the skills that you've learned to institute change in your careers outside of college. There is hope for the future, and I see it every day in my new month-year-old baby. He was a pandemic baby, as we all know. But we can all work together to find and implement solutions. You are needed now more than ever before. So I ask you to consider the following. What impact will you choose to do in the world? Congratulations, graduates, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. Each year I have the honor of selecting some of the graduating seniors for the Dean's Award, which include the Dean's Award of Excellence and the Outstanding Transfer Student Award. These awards go to students who have distinguished themselves academically, personally, and in their community. We will start with our Fall 2020 Dean's Awards. Jenna Inman is receiving the Dean's Award of Excellence. Although she's not able to be here with us this evening, we still wish to recognize Jenna's accomplishments. Jenna worked in the lab of Dr. Curtis Thorne, where she took on a challenging yet significant drug discovery project to identify novel small molecules that can block cancer growth. In her project, Jenna performed extensive cancer cell culture and microscopy to develop a high-throughput assay for testing small molecules in a quantitative and rigorous way. She combines perseverance and focus with great enthusiasm for research and discovery. Beyond academic and research excellence, Jenna is a true servant leader. With humility and inspiration, she meshes easily with other people and can meet them on their level to work together toward the best possible outcome. She was on the Dean's List every semester and graduated a semester early, completing her undergraduate degree in just 3.5 years. As a physiology major and biochemistry minor, she maintained a 4.0 grade point average and graduated summa cum laude. Congratulations to Jenna. Brenda McClellan is also receiving the Dean's Award of Excellence and is also unable to be here with us tonight. Brenna is a self-directed and motivated graduate. Nominated by her thesis advisor, Denis Provencher, she conducted a cross-cultural analysis of how U.S. Americans and the French talk about climate change, using the media's framing of these discussions. Brenna double majored in global studies and French and participated in the Arizona in Paris 2019 summer program, returning virtually to Paris in summer 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic to complete a 3-credit internship with a French company working on environmental issues. All of this has contributed to the level of language proficiency and real-world knowledge that Brenna has so astutely applied to her honors thesis on climate change discourse. She's acquired strong methodological skills in critical discourse analysis, allowing the method to lead her to ask the right questions and come to more robust conclusions. Our warmest congratulations go to Brenna. And now we move to the Spring 2021 Dean's Awards. Henry Gorton, please join me on stage. Henry Gorton is graduating with Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology and Religious Studies and a minor in Spanish. His thesis explores the changes to the American Indian category on the 2020 United States Census using interviews and experts and archival research. Henry presented on this topic at the Society for Applied Anthropology's Norfolk 2021 annual meeting. Henry thrives on what he learns from and gives back through his life experiences as well as his academic studies. In addition to joining the local food co-op and participating in events such as Tucson Meet Yourself and the AIDS Walk Tucson, Henry has volunteered at the Community Food Bank of Southern Arizona's Las Milpitas Community Farm, the Inn Project of Tucson, which provides temporary housing for migrant families who have been released by Customs and Border Patrol, and the Ishikita Refugee Network. Henry has also served as a mindfulness ambassador and facilitator for Honors College's Big Ideas and Grand Challenges discussion series. Congratulations, Henry.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you. Congratulations. Kayla Scharf, will you please join us at the podium? Yes, thanks. Kayla is receiving the Dean's Award of Excellence. Kayla Scharf exhibits an enduring spirit of inquiry. She's graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Physiology and a minor in Spanish. Kayla's honors thesis is titled University of Arizona E-Cigarette Cessation Policy and Recommendations. Kayla has been committed to her academic success through research and clinical experience. She also served as student chair for the American College and Health Association, where she engaged in advocacy, research, and education for college health. Her activism led her to advocate to Congress on behalf of health education and research focused on LGBT+ and veterans' health. Kayla is also committed to addressing issues of diversity, inclusion, and social justice by encouraging her peers to think critically and problem solve together. She looks forward to serving as an inclusive medical professional. Kayla, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Enrique Olivares Pelayo, please join me on the stage to receive the Outstanding Transfer Student Award for Spring 2021. Enrique is a student scholar, writer, poet, and activist. In addition to his studies, Enrique is the lead organizer for the Reframing Justice Project at American Friends Service Committee, Arizona, where he dedicates himself to advocacy through the empowerment and elevation of voices from marginalized communities. Enrique's experiences surviving addiction and 4 years as a prisoner in the Arizona Department of Corrections inform his research interests in creative nonfiction, cultural geography, carceral landscapes, and autoethnography. As a scholar in the Ronald E. McNair Achievement Program, Enrique focused his research on qualitative methods to explore race inside of Arizona's prisons. His work as a McNair scholar culminated in a piece entitled Carceral Geographies from Inside Prison Gates, The Micropolitics of Everyday Racialization, co-authored with Dr. Stefano Bloch, and published in Antipode, a radical journal of geography. Enrique is graduating summa cum laude with dual Bachelor of Arts degrees in English and Creative Writing, as well as the University of Arizona's Professional and Technical Writing Certificate. Following graduation, Enrique will continue his education in the Accelerated Master's Program in English while remaining a committed advocate for restorative justice and community safety. Enrique, congratulations. Wow, impressive. I will now ask Dr. John Pollard to come to the podium to introduce our Fall 2020 Outstanding Senior.
Thank you. It is truly a privilege to introduce the Fall 2020 Outstanding Senior, Cassandra Waters, to all of you. Cassandra embodies the spirit of inquiry and discovery. Nominated by her thesis advisor, Dr. Rebecca Gomez, she has been a valued member of the Gomez Lab, collaborating with other researchers and designing and implementing her own honors research study. In the summer of 2019, she won funding from the Honors College to gain experience training a cohort of undergraduate research assistants. In fall of 2019, she won a grant from the Honors College to pay for transportation to and from participants' homes and to pay participants. This past summer, she won a prestigious undergraduate biology research program fellowship. And throughout her time at U Arizona, Cassandra pursued professional outreach experiences, including participating in the LifeStep program in psychology, working one-on-one with at-risk youth. She is an active member of Psi Chi and was an Honors Student Council member. Cassandra served as a tutor for 3rd and 4th grader students in math, writing, reading comprehension, and also tutored on campus working closely with peer tutors from other units with student athletes in statistics, chemistry, writing, and Japanese. Cassandra is a double major and will graduate with honors with a BS in psychology and a BA in East Asian studies with an emphasis in Japanese. This December, she completed an honors thesis for both majors. I'd like to welcome Cassandra Waters to the stage.
Hello. I'm incredibly humbled and honored to be speaking here today as the Outstanding Senior for Fall of 2020. The first time I set foot on this turf was about 7 years ago. I was a high schooler participating in U of A Band Day, and I can vividly remember wearing my itchy color guard uniform and gazing up and seeing myself on the big screen, which is so cool again. I was so full of joy and awe, the exact way that I am now. As a high schooler, I had no idea the incredible journey that lay ahead of me during university. Oh, sorry, I should take off my mask. For those of you who don't know me, I will say just a few lines about my time at U of A. I jokingly say that the psychology building was my second home throughout undergrad. I spent more hours there than I did at my own apartment, whether it was running participants or making friends like Jacob, who I see. For fun, I told myself I would decide to learn a second language during undergrad, and I picked Japanese, which was not so fun to learn, but I'm glad I did because it changed the trajectory of my life. This past December, I watched my original honors graduation on a laptop screen, eating pasta at home in my pajamas. So I'm very grateful to be able to attend my graduation, and once again, but this time wearing a dress and surrounded by my friends and family. I feel like this is just taking a breath of fresh air. I also feel that we can all say we made it. For most of us, our last year of undergrad was very difficult. Sudden goodbyes to my friends was really painful for me, but as we heal and grow, we can say we were the ones who graduated college during a global pandemic, not a feat many can or will be able to say they accomplished. Lastly, I would like to thank those who truly helped me through all of my time as an undergraduate. First, thank you to David Scott Allen and the Honors College for your support through your explanation of scholarships and grants, which allowed me to conduct incredible research. Thank you to my honors thesis advisor in the Japanese department, Dr. Philip Gabriel, and my mentors and support system in the psychology department, Dr. David Savara, Atina Manvelian, and all of my friends in my research labs. Extra special thank you to my honors thesis advisor and mentor, Dr. Rebecca Gomez, and Kimberly Leon, who's my other half when it comes to research. Lastly, thank you to my family. During my time as an undergrad, you encouraged me to explore an uncharted path. You let me move to a foreign country for 4 months and listened when I spoke of all of my various passions. Thank you for being here today. I love you all so much. And I would like to announce, with all the unconditional love and support from every person who I have thanked today or didn't, I will be moving to Japan to complete a master's in clinical psychology this fall. So congratulations to the class of 2021 and anyone else here like me who graduated in December of 2020. I am so happy we're able to have the moment we have all been waiting for. Thank you.
It is my privilege to introduce the outstanding senior for spring 2021. Nathan Smith is someone that all of the Honors College faculty and staff have gotten to know well over his time at the University of Arizona. He's spent 2 years as co-president of the Honors College Ambassadors. He was a 2-year resident assistant in the Honors Village, and he was a trip leader for Honors Alternative Spring Breaks, among just a few of the ways he's been involved in the honors community. But he's also been heavily involved in the local community as well, volunteering his time at Casa Maria, the Z Mansion, Feed My Starving Children, the Baha'i Junior Youth Class, the Ruhi Institute, and Mercy Gilbert Medical Center. As you can see, Nathan gives tirelessly of his time and energy on top of a demanding school schedule. And he knows a thing or two about bats. Nathan?
Thank you, Karna. So before I get started tonight, I just want to give a couple quick thanks. First to my thesis advisor, Melva Wolgmuth, all of the honors faculty who I've had the pleasure of working with over these past 4 years, all of the friends that I've made, and of course, my parents who are out here tonight. I'm so thankful for them, so thank you all very much. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nathan, and I work in a neuroscience bat lab here on campus. And as you would imagine, working in a bat lab, I spend a fair amount of time working with bats, but I also have the pleasure of working with another organism in the lab, which would be the food for the bats, which are these little mealworms. Now, the mealworms probably would not consider themselves to have a pleasurable relationship with me, given that at this point in time, I have hand-fed hundreds of them into the snapping jaws of my cute little bats. And for those of you who work in a lab or have before, you probably have had a similar experience to me, but for those of you who haven't, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, which is, it turns out that one person can only hand feed so many little mealworms to the snapping jaws of another animal before that person starts to wonder, what if I was in the mealworm's shoes? And so recently, I have crossed that threshold, and now when I'm in my lab looking at these worms, I think about my life and my future. So these are some of my thoughts. Over the past 4 years, my colleagues and I have put in a tremendous amount of work. But unfortunately, there is still a tremendous amount of work left to be done. The news is still plagued by stories of individuals who die in their 30s and 40s because they cannot afford medication. The justice system in this country is unfairly influenced by wealth. It is often discriminatory, and it emphasizes victory of one party over another rather than justice for the individuals and communities that have been harmed. The glaciers are melting unbelievably quickly, and the beautiful species that call this planet home are going extinct at rates thousands of times above what is considered baseline. These are just a few examples of the countless where individuals and our environment find themselves prey to the snapping jaws of our society as it is now. And so the question is, what do we do? Where do we start? Where do we start when the current order of our world appears lamentably defective, with foundations of racism and greed, perpetuating strife that attempts to divide us on a daily basis? Well, after 4 years at this institution, surrounded by the brightest minds that I have ever seen, I can confidently say that we start everywhere. I am not just graduating with a cohort of honor students. Tonight, I am graduating with a family of wildcats, a family of future lawyers and physicians, artists, engineers, and so much more, capable of tackling the wildest problems that this world has in store for us. To my class of 2021, our task is daunting. It is truly unlike any other before it. But we are unlike any other generation that has come before us. And so, as we depart here today, with smiles on our faces, covered by our masks, of course, and bear down for the trials and challenges that await us, let us do so with kindness in our hearts for everyone who crosses our paths, so that the future we build is one with foundations of love and inclusivity, in order to foster a sense of unity in this world, bringing happiness and prosperity to every generation that is yet to come. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Nathan. It's now time to recognize our Fall 2020 and May 2021 Honors College graduates. Graduates, as you approach the stage, please take the honors medallion and place it around your neck. Usually I would put that over your head and try to navigate your cap, which we don't have to do this year. It's always a challenge. This medallion is the symbol of all the hard work that you have put in the last 4 years. You've all taken more rigorous honors courses. You've all completed the honors thesis or capstone project. And you are all graduating with a strong University of Arizona GPA. Graduates will cross the stage individually, and you'll see their slide on the screen above me as they do so. I would like to ask Dr. Karna Walter and Mr. David Scott Allen to take their places at the podia so that we may begin. Congratulations.
We are here tonight to recognize all honors graduates, but there are a few additional awards that we'd like to point out. Students graduating with a 4.0 GPA receive the Honors College Silver Award. Students who complete 2 or more theses and receive honors distinction in 2 or more majors, a daunting task indeed, receive the Da Vinci Award. These awards will be noted on student slides as they cross the stage. Let's begin acknowledging our Fall 2020 and Spring 2021 honors graduates. Kayla Scharf.
Enrique Alan Olivares Pelayo.
Christopher Stillman Brown.
Megan Marlowe.
Deja Taggart.
Madison Danielle Bigham.
Ashley Anders.
Henry Gorton. Sorry.
Joshua Oscar Alvarado.
Adam Anthony Tejada.
Ryan Robert Silva.
Rachel Maya Hansen.
Wendy Yan.
Angelica Michelle Fimbres Garcia.
Lakshmi Lasya Valabaneni.
Albia Thomas.
Caitlin May Handy.
Sam Burdett.
Ramsey Martz.
Emily Page DeStefano.
Hannah Karen Godfrey.
Nicole Cummett.
Judy Tram.
Brandon Kyle Dahl.
Rahul S. Jayaraman.
Mohammed Adib Abrar Hussein.
Kobe Molanida Saldana.
Zain Bashar Majid.
Maya Louise Bose.
Kylie Jones.
Megan Nickerson.
Xianxin Yu.
Catherine Lee Iyer Franklin.
Akshat Srivastava.
Bianca Teresa Lynn Rawlings.
Shannon Claire Meisberger.
Jean Saloom.
Caden Anderson.
Anitza Argentina Lopez.
Casey Yao.
Bailey Cooper.
Serena Sanchez.
Rizal Esguerra Wang.
Dallas Aria Scott.
Mary Julia Hobbs Smith.
Tate Walter Lipchak.
Basil A. Ramadan.
Abigail Zenger.
Marlo McElroy.
Sydney Page Getz.
Blake Allen Samsel.
Alexander David Blythe.
Gerald Austin Roy.
Jacob Eli Reff.
Amit Sayal.
Francisco Eduardo Martinez.
Anjali Patel.
Nathaniel Tai.
Kelly Flynn McCarthy.
Sydney Magritte Keelan.
Peter Edward Sari.
Lourdes Ishtai Castillo Silva.
Alyssa Ray Clicks.
Sydney Diane McCarnes.
Taylor Marie Reynolds.
Itai Ozer.
Kenneth Lee.
Alexandra Kayla Waverly Johnson.
Trevor Volpe.
Matthew Johnson.
Jory Emma Cohen.
Nikita Ganesh.
Vanessa Marie Ontiveros.
Savannah Armstrong.
Megan Alice Hillier.
Jackson Peters.
Beryl Dorothy Trudinger Smith.
Brendan Scott Patterson.
Danielle Raywolt. Mirella Vindiola.
Claire Alexa Hans.
Allison Janelle Mozan.
Riley Pinto.
Harley Gould.
Julia Moore.
Kayla Marina Scaramella.
Emily Allerton.
Michael Anthony Nichols.
Paige Hillman.
Sedona Lynn Valdez.
Hayden Young.
Sydney Jane Bradley.
Anthony Rossi.
Brooklyn Sorensen.
Nicholas Alleman.
Lauren Hope Chitrin.
Sadie Kiesler.
Kyla Danielle Beck.
Sarah Lester.
Brianna Olea Rowe.
Rosie Esmeralda Diaz Sanchez.
Cameron Martinez.
Erasmo Rocha.
Evan Ingold.
Brianna Nicole Moreland.
Jacob Anthony Ibarra.
Andrea Lara Garcia.
Alexia Anastopoulos. Tiziana Valacio.
Brian Henry.
Jadette Alexandra Fortunato.
Jean Thomas.
Hunter Jillian Ackerley.
Laura Elizabeth Hugeback.
Naya Najib Ibrahim.
Jessica Ann Bauer.
Findley Fitzpatrick.
Zane Ansel Craddock.
Alejandra Loreto.
Omar Puebla.
Mackenzie Ann Moore.
Ashlyn Zilch.
Aaron Lessie.
Caroline Marie Ross.
Melissa Rose Requist.
Peter William Chase.
Pearl Craig.
Precious Craig.
Riley Francis Perlman.
Alexandra Margaret Folger.
Remy Janelle Metellowit.
Isabella Celine Glorioso.
Mohammed Azim Khan.
Paxton T. Tamuka.
Ellie Louise Jobst.
Taylor Ford.
Samantha Joanne Marks.
Zoe Bentley.
Paige Gabrielle Denton.
Casey Bauer.
Haley Arnold.
Abigail Gensler.
Hannah Landraville Miller.
Charles Cunningham.
Ryan Eden.
Joshua Kurland Weiss.
Kaylee Jane Catt.
Michaela Nicole Reuter.
Dahlia Liss.
Blake Anthony Gherkin.
Emma Gould.
Vanessa McDaniel.
Caroline Fish.
Jordan Fries.
Kelly Ann Teich.
Hannah Nielsen.
Grace Lily Sluga.
Mela Hala Ufia.
Madison A. Johnson.
Tiana Case.
Blake T. LeClaire.
Daniel Joseph Giorfi.
Jason Cronenfeld.
Kayla Tillicki.
Michael Rudolph Kwiatkowski.
Jordan Mackenzie Gottwalt.
Sarah Graham.
Ryan Kramer.
Shubhangi Awasti.
Kayla Michelle Choudoir.
Daria Strojek.
William Brooks.
Stephanie Leah Burchard.
Sofia Maitarena.
Lauren Melissa Loreto.
Nathan Freeman Thomas.
Danny Wynn Young.
Joanna Lauren Eckhart.
Delaney Nolan.
Hava Kornfeld.
Alyssa Rose Grabinski.
Jacob Rose.
Thomas Justin Pack.
Clayton Gordon Kingsley.
Alexa Chloe Alvarenga.
Hannah Morgan Gill.
Mohammed Hami.
Angela Nofal.
Eddie Vargas.
Zachary Philpott.
Riley Faye Wagner.
Gwyneth Madeline Smith.
Margaret Krenke.
Nathan Jeeb Ricks.
Brennan Gregory Menta.
Ariana Williams.
Allison Danielle Sanchez.
Krista Vida Kramer.
Elena Eikamp.
Spencer Kampman.
Brennan Pierce Fader.
Monique Martinez.
Jessica Alexandra Vickery.
Sebastian Alberto Ramer.
Hannah Lee Parr.
Marisa Lee Orozco.
Kimbrel Allen.
Madison Ann Maliko.
Emma Simone Potter.
Amanda J. Fordyce.
Kaylee Patricia Shopchak.
Lauren Elizabeth Burrow.
Faith Digby.
Arvin Askar.
Christian John Lieber.
Matthew Hill.
Morgan O'Hara. We will also be recognizing our graduates participating virtually in tonight's ceremony. Faye Victoria Arif.
Kirsten Bassett.
Emily Lauren Bowers.
Adina Leon Black.
Courtney Kathleen Blanc.
Megan Elizabeth Bemke.
Harry Bonaire.
Rebecca Bostick.
Joshua Brown.
Estelle Simone Valérie Brugère.
Juliana Lauren Castronova.
Leo Lista Doppelt.
Justin Fleming.
Maria Galloway Spreetsma.
Sophia Marie King Gooden.
Wen Gu.
Devin Hermes.
Tia Sky Hunt.
Christina Wynn.
Anjali Karen Jaju.
Jacqueline Amber John.
Bridge S. Kathuria.
Delaney Kelser.
Kira Klopfenstein.
Lindsay Rose Colbel.
Haley Lynn Leister.
Cody Justin Liebeskind.
Jiaxin Liu.
Jesse Zhengyu Liu.
Jack Zhengwei Liu.
Alejandra Lareta.
Elizabeth Lauren Major.
Cassidy Marie Manier.
Caroline Elizabeth McCormick.
Jenna Amelia Meadows.
Paige Ann Mills.
Lauren Mogimi.
Antonio Luis Moreno.
Isabella Mota de Alcantara.
Fiona Wynn.
Sage Isabel Nye.
Grace Catherine Penry.
Cooper Ryan.
Alyssa Salazar.
Jade Salmon.
Paige Sawyers.
Audrey Grayson Scalia.
Sasha Ruth Sepulveda.
Dorothy Abigail Severance.
Natalie K. Schultz.
Gall Schuster.
Wade Isaac Sumner.
Eric Tollefson.
Ethan Thomas Weiss.
Daniel Robert Wieland.
Cindy Shang.
Congratulations to all of our graduates.
But last,
And Nathan Smith. I would like to invite Provost Folks back to the podium.
Honors College, faculty and staff, friends and family, please join me in congratulating the Honors College graduates of Fall 2020 and Spring 2021. Woo! Yours is a momentous accomplishment, and I encourage all of our graduates to wear your medallions proudly to any other ceremonies you will be attending over the coming week. We are enormously proud of you. Please rise and join in the singing of Alma Mater. You will find the words on the screen. And recorded previously here on campus, we have Paige Mills from the College of Fine Arts to lead us, accompanied by alumnus Russell Ronenbaum.
All hail stars red and blue stand as a symbol of our love for you. All hail Arizona, to you will there be true. We'll watch o'er and keep you. All hail, all hail.
As we conclude the 41st convocation of the University of Arizona Honors College, you may henceforth consider yourselves Wildcats for life. At this time, I invite my university colleagues and our esteemed guests to leave the stage. Thank you for taking the time to celebrate with us. Please remain in your seats until the platform party has exited, and we ask that our graduates and families to please maintain social distancing as we exit the stadium and meet with each other well outside the venue. Congratulations again, and thank you for celebrating with us tonight.